games. No, I don't wanna play no games. No, I don't wanna hear your promises. You do you and I'll do me. That's just the way it is.
Boom.
Yes, what's good, everybody? You know what time it is. Get that badger in and on and over here. Quick shit vid, just popping in. I am red hot, so this will be rapid fast. Quick fire, free fire idea zone. Cut me and I bleed subscribers. Check it's recording. Yes, there we go. So, a couple of weeks now before our next game against Millwall, which is shit and a shame. So, talks on the block. So, this Jadon Anthony guy, everybody's banging on about that we've signed. He came in as Sinistero went out at Bournemouth, and everybody's banging on about him in training. Apparently looks mint, and everybody's expecting him to acclimatise. There's also some talk about Gnonto getting pushed down the litter, which I can't imagine, to be fair, but obviously with him kicking off, and then if this guy is up to scratch, they're looking at, that's all shit talk, I would imagine this young fella, I think it's maybe... My only thing is, why would Bournemouth have swapped Sinistero with him if he is literally the man? But yeah, we'll see what happens. Costa's contract is going to be terminated if he can't get a move away, which is... He's got 24 hours or something to get his move away, because obviously in Europe it lasts a bit longer, and if there were talks that he might end up going to Saudi Arabia. So they're going to get rid of him or terminate his contract, close his contract. It's an interesting one. I'm going to get loads of shit for this, I have no doubt. I am not saying Helder Costa is where we need to be, and I think we've got far better players than him now. But it's interesting that he can't find a club, really, like anywhere at any point. It must be a wage issue, you would imagine. Like, he's obviously asking for a lot of wages. Don't know exactly what he's on at Leeds, but I would imagine it's a decent wage, or he'd have been looking to jump ship quite a while ago, really, wouldn't he? But I know he's never been a goal scorer, but he had a couple of mint games for us in Premier League when we first came up. I know that's not good enough, having a couple of decent games, but he played 22 games. You've got to remember we had Rafinha in there and stuff as his competition. Playing 22 games, pretty decent. I think he only got 3 goals, but I remember a mint performance against Fulham, who I think, to be fair, had just come up with us. But yeah, and he played 40-odd games in Championship or something, so he can prove that he can play, you know, week in, week out. He's not injury-prone, and he's always tricky on ball. It just surprises me that he can't really find a club. Be interesting to see if his contract does get terminated. It'll be interesting to see where he goes, because he will get picked up. But he's definitely a Championship player, isn't he? Surely we all have to come to some consensus there. What are your thoughts on that? Loads of talk that Ayling will be bombed now due to that Jed Spence coming in. He looked decent for the 15 minutes that he came on, or 10 minutes or whatever it was. And obviously he's very experienced in Championship. And I'm going to surprise everybody here, because everybody just thinks that I just stick with all old boys. But if this Spence is... But I always want the side to improve. Everybody goes, it's just I just don't agree with this. I don't agree with this. They come in and they come here to play. They're here to play, aren't they? Haven't we signed them to play? It's like, yeah, but if they're not better than the player that is already... No, what the fuck is he doing at the club if he's not starting after 30 seconds that he's been here? Like, right, all right, dude, just think about what you're saying, though. But I actually believe this Spence will be better than Ayling. So Ayling can get on fucking bench where he belongs, even if he belongs there, which I don't think he does. But, you know, get rid of the cunt. And Firpo, he's expected back, isn't he? Which I'm actually all up for, in fairness. We're looking a bit shaky at left back. And he is nearly back from injury, apparently. So I'm literally sweating buckets, boys. I thought he looked decent towards the end of last season. I know he gets sent off in every single game he plays, and I know he gets booked within the first 30 seconds of every single game he plays, but, you know. Speaking of people moving on, there's talks at Cooper. This is still ongoing about Saudi. Obviously, apparently has rejected a deal before he got his injury. But for me, he's 32. We've signed quite a few centre-backs. We're obviously looking towards the future. I think Cooper should not worry about what he said at end of season, which I think is a mint thing to say. You know, I also think you can say that. He said, if you don't want to be here, fuck off. But it kind of applies to him as well. Like, it's not. Some people just want the money, don't they? You know, if you don't want to be here, fuck off. It's like, I think that's a thing he can say to himself. Everybody's making out as though he has to be, like, he has to stay. It's like, well, if he's getting dumb money for Saudi and he wants to end his career making shitloads of life-changing money, Go get it, big lad. You've been awesome for us. So was Ayling, so I don't want any Ayling hate here. There's talks that they expected Meslier, Silent S to leave, which we all sort of know. I think that was always on the cards, and obviously they signed that Darlow. I'm glad we've kept him. And there was also talks that Jamie Shackleton would be moving on. Now, everybody's banging on about Jamie Shackleton now, which I'm all for. I think we should have kept him, because I think he's a utility man. He's the new Dallas. No, are you saying he's as good as Dallas? No. I'm just saying, I think he's, the new Dallas. What about Dallas? But we don't have Dallas. So, he's versatile. He's as good as Dallas. I know. I'm just saying. But sadly, I think, and Farke's even said some good stuff about him and stuff, and he got man at matching last game, and, he's full of energy, full of spunk, his lad. But sadly, he will be the first to be dropped, and nobody will bat an eyelid, so everybody can go on about him, say whatever they want about him, but he will be the first to go. And then my man Paul Shepherd, who I don't actually know, he played for Leeds, he played one game, he's been jailed for drugs, so he played for Luton, I think, played for Harrogate Town for a bit, and he's he knows some. I'm not saying I know him. You better, are you inside? You couldn't. But yeah, so he's been done. He got asked by some meatheads to move him some drugs somewhere or something. He got caught with them like a bozo. 10 years or something he's got. It's like bosh.
Boom.
Jack City, bitch. Jack City, bitch.
I don't wanna play no games. No, I don't wanna play no games. No, I don't wanna hear your promises. You do you and I'll do me. That's just the way it is. Don't wanna ever feel surprised. That's why I ask no.